Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on the YouTube account and we're going to be looking out and really breaking down some of these collections. So looking at the collections with the updates, there's a few things that you do really have to note is when you start looking at these collections and being able to manage the collections, there is a multitude of skill levels that you can modify based on what you have in here. But to modify the skills, they are incredibly expensive. And that is very quickly what a lot of players are noticing. So one of the things is you can recast an ability, and if you see, you can actually go in here and there's a way to get a, I guess, maybe they hotfixed it, maybe they did change it, but there was a way to actually get this to a higher level, which doesn't make sense because a level 1 was still level 1. I know they were talking about hotfixing it, but when you look at the basic skills, even here is you are taking a basic skill like we have in one of here, looking at a 7.92 attack. You can modify that single ability right here, taking it up to 9.68, but it does cost 500 of these right here. This is the big reason. So a lot of players are saying that when it comes to the cost, when it comes to the return, being able to build out collections that you do currently have, utilizing the recasting elixir is just honestly stupid expensive that people are not really finding and not doing any recasting because recasting is so expensive. Now you also notice with a lot of the collections, I cannot equip them on a lot of heroes. So you can see right here, we do have Baden, I have Raku, and I do have the Awakened version of Leica. And you'll notice the other slots in here are locked in their entirety. And the reason being, it says 18 of 32 unlock. So then we look at another collection. This one actually comes back. It says 6 of 10 legendary totems. So what they did was they went back to the point that you received this collection, and this is kind of my understanding of what they were talking about in Discord, but they went back to when you actually got the collection itself. So when I went through and I built this collection and seen from that point how many legendary bizarre totems I have used at that point to unlock the rest of these. So as you're going through and you're doing additional summons, utilizing those bizarre totems, we are going to unlock more of these. And again, you can see all the numbers are kind of all over the place because it is going to be the point where I do have to run this more times. From the point of in time that I got this totem, I only got in essentially enough mythic totems used to be able to use it on 2 heroes. So we thought coming in here that you'd be able to use it on a bunch of different heroes. That unfortunately is not the case. So it is going to be the continuation of using these totems. Now, of course, every time you use a legendary totem, you are also getting the ability to go in there. You can recast, as you can see, to different things, but you're also getting the ability to actually go in there. And when you're building out the collections using the totems, you're going to build new collections. And then those collections are going to unlock the previous collections. Again, I didn't think this is kind of how it was going to be set up, but this is unfortunately how it is. And you'll also notice going in here, another thing that a lot of players were kind of upset with is if you go in here and you use your miracle worker. So if you go in and you do use a miracle worker, you do get your extra level in there. If you wanted to take this to 2 levels, there is no slot or no ability in here to go ahead and slot this to a level. Now I can get, of course, Magical Pierce up a little bit higher. I can get a couple of these up a little bit higher. But overall, when it comes to building these out, again, it's very expensive and you cannot get the actual level ups like we were kind of hoping. That way, if you go through a collection, if you run it, if you don't get both of the level ups, you would still have the ability to get a collection, which unfortunately is not the case. Now, I did pick up this perk card so we could get a couple more summons out of here. And even looking in here, we have 43 of these staffs. I'm going to do a couple draws. Then, of course, building out these collections, and I should have gotten that one, but you can see every time we get a legendary, it actually gives us the ability to get a couple more of the items that we need to exchange for the rest of the collections. And again, I feel like this is a pretty good update to the collection, but overall, it's not entirely what we need because, of course, it is based on how many legendary bizarre totems you have used. For a majority of players, including myself, I've used 74 legendary bizarre totems at this point. I need to use at least 80 to permanently unlock this. So I want to run through one of these and see kind of what we need. So looking here at a collection, and I'm going to look at this one specifically because it is a very good collection. So 18 of 30 legendary bizarre totems to use another one. So I'm going to hop in here. I'm going to drop in some of our legendary bizarre totems, and I want to build this out just a little bit. As you can see, we have 4 miracle workers. I have no level ups. So I'm going to use, and I could do a miracle worker, and I might just to see if we can get, because I feel like I'm going to be setting on these forever. Then we'll go in here for some magical peers. We can go in here for a mage. So I'm going to use 3 totems. And why I'm doing this is trying to get them to the point where we can build out a mage totem and build it out very, very high. So we can build out either of these. And of course, a lot of these do not need the +1 level. So I'm going to use the miracle worker again, just because I have 4 of them in here. I know I don't have the level +1, but I want to see if possibly we could pick up a +1. And we also haven't run any this week. You can see we have 2 more days here. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to run through here. Let's see what we get out of here. So the quick explore, of course, unlocks after you've run through here so many times. And I want to see, just based on what we have, what we can get. Now, of course, we have full erosion, we have armor, crit damage amplification. I'm going to go ahead and reset that one. We're looking for magical pierce would be the big one in here with the collection. More blues, more greens, and of course, 1 more purple in there, which is going to refresh. So crit block rate. We're going to go ahead and reset that one. Gives us some dissolve. I'm really thinking with these. There we go. So we have 1 full HP, but nothing mythic as of right now. Full HP, we're going to do the same. We're going to reset. And honestly, this game mode still does need a ton of help. Even refreshing right here. All right, so we used a couple totems. So we know at the end, it should give us at least 2 mythic abilities, which we might see out of here. So swapping, we're going to use the proficiency. And I don't think we have seen any. Yeah, we have 1 magical pierce right there. So let's go ahead and swap this. We'll take it up to orange or take it up to legendary. And we got a heal right there. Combination. Now this, if you combine 4 of the same, or excuse me, 3 of the same ones, it is going to be the same ones. If you use just kind of the random ones in here, which there we go, I'm going to use these 3, it is going to give you a random legendary in here, which it gives me a heal, which of course, not super effective. There's some damage resistance, so that is a pretty good one. Damage resistance, I feel like I need to reset it as much as I like that one. It might be the only way. Let me do a heal. Let me reset the heal in here. Boom, we got more damage resistant. So we're making a very, very damage resistant piece in here. So we have erosion, we have damage resistance again. I'm going to try to do another one in here. There is some full attack. Replica, let's replicate this one. And maybe we're going to get another magical pierce and a defense. So, okay. So we got 2 out of there. So the adventure has ended. That gave us 3 of our mythic pieces, which again, looking kind of at the build, trying to get a couple more of our totems in here. Boom, due to Miracle Worker, we have an extra slot. But of course, this is going to just be some crappy, really not good at all, because of course, the Magical Pierce on here, probably better than maybe some that I have. But again, we're gonna have to go through and we're gonna have to run a ton of these collections. We have Magical Pierce right there. Yeah, not really worth it at all. If we are trying to make a damage collection, we could go look Magical Pierce, all Magical Pierce over on this side. Then of course it's going to be damage resistance. Defense, not super effective. So I'm going to go with the damage resistance overall. Again, thinking of the caster philosophy. And there we go. So there it's going to go. Do you want to etch this ability for collections with 3 or more abilities? Recasting can be used later. There we go. And again, using the recast is super, super expensive, but we did get some Magical Pierce on there. And that's the collection. So remember, we used 3 more. So we're at 77. We almost have that last one unlocked. But it also means that in this collection right here, we were at 18. We are now, well, at 18. So I'm not sure if that exactly works. Yeah, use 18 Legendary Bizarre Totems to unlock the next hero. We use more Legendary Bizarre Totems. So again, I'm kind of questioning how to do this or how exactly it goes in. We understand the number of slots available depends on the number of Legendary Bizarre Totems used for that collection within Ghoulish Gallery. Yeah, I don't get that. The number of slots available depends on the number of Legendary Bizarre Totems used for that collection within the Ghoulish Gallery. Or, oh, so building out this collection. So is that what it is saying? So essentially, since we went in here and we built a collection that was a caster collection, that's what it means. So there we have 6 of 10 in here. So if I build out the same collection, that means this one would have gotten a buffer and another slot. So we need to use 30 legendary bizarre totems on this specific Oculus Diabolus collection. Wow. That is insane. I thought it would be all of the collections, but it is the specific collection. That is crazy. When you start looking at using legendary. So essentially to build this one out or to use it, I need to use another 12 legendary bizarre totems, utilizing and building out judgment armor to be able to put this onto other heroes. Yeah, that is going to be super, super expensive and super hard to do. But I'm assuming only building up one collection, because even recasting in here, thinking of the attack, it seems like possibly just focusing on one collection would be the way to go. Because even if we wanted to recast this ability, of course, we could go defense. We could go a couple different ways in here, but not really a huge need. And again, when you look at the sheer cost of trying to recast these and get these up higher, it's not really going to be worth it unless you have a collection like this, where you got very specific and you got very, very strong specific stats. And even then, when you look at using 500 of our recasting ability, it is only going to give me, what, 2% more? I think the stat buff in there, yeah, is about 2%, less than 2%, which again is kind of crazy, but that is going to be stupid expensive. That is incredible that they built it that way. All right, guys, so that is going to do it, unfortunately, for the collections for today. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. And as always, thank you guys for watching.